Hello! Konya! Hello! Hi, everybody! Hello! Happy, what day is today? Monday! Yippee! Yay! Yay! Konya! Hello! 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 What's clapping, every pony? What's clapping? I hope you guys are having a very happy Monday. Dude, I have this like big old business proposal mock thing due that I have to do for school, and it's like the first like real week of school, and they're like, "Yup, mock business proposal, all of this data, all of these numbers. Go do math for us, you stupid, useless lesbian." And I was like, well, all right, so that's awesome. So I've decided to jump out of school and become a monk who abstains from carnal sins of pleasuring themselves physically, and I'm gonna live in the Tibetan woods and eat snails until I die or something like that. So yay! Isn't that redundant? Well, your mom's redundant. Got him. Gaga. Gungaga! Got him! Yay, it's about time. Alright. Well. At least I have a plan. This is true. This is true. I work with data. And, well, isn't that nice for you? Some people can't do that, okay? Okay? It's like the first week. We have this like big thing, and I'm just like, really, must we? And then I'm just like, look at all the stuff I have to do this week. And then they're like, business proposals due on Tuesday. And I was like, meh. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna wait until tomorrow morning to do it. Well, no, I'm gonna do it tonight. I just like finished half of it. But the point is I don't want to, okay? The point is that I'm already over it and I don't want to do that anymore. So, no, and then I have to do like all these other things. Then I have like all this other stuff to do. And oh my god, it's so much work and I'm so tired. The numbers, what do they mean? A Dojin that I've really been liking recently is actually I can't give you the numbers. That's a bit personal. But thank you for the $2 anyways. What business idea am I proposing? I am proposing a business idea for I can't explain that. It's kind of this crazy business idea, this crazy business proposal actually, where like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the VTuber market, right? But it's like kind of like this subsection of like the wider like anime otaku type thing, right? So VTubers, they're like these performers or like entertainers that like go on like streaming platforms, right? And then they like entertain and stuff. So I was like proposing a business to like break into like the VTuber sphere, but I don't know. It sounds stupid. It might be rejected. Exactly. Does this mean we're getting keycaps? Keycaps at 150k. I'm still doing my best. I'm doing my best. It's not going well, but I'm doing my best. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like way back in 2020, this would have been a huge jackpot idea. That's what I was thinking, but it's not 2020. So how does this even work? And we call it Phase Connect. That name sounds fucking stupid. I don't like that. Yeah. No, yeah. It's like fake heat suppressants too. I don't even like ABO. Okay, I know a lot about ABO, but I don't like ABO. What the fuck is a VTuber? Thanks for the $2. Exactly. Maybe back in like 2016. Plap. No, never mind. We'll keep workshopping that. But okay. Anyways, I have a topic for you guys today that's really exciting, and I think that you're gonna like it a lot. Yeah, tier list was a LARP. Maybe it was. I was a little bit drunk, so I don't remember. Yeah. Oh wait, before I say anything, tomorrow we have a stream that we're adding. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna stream on my channel, but on Tanma's channel tomorrow, I'm gonna watch the Gamescom opening ceremony with her. So yeah, if you guys missed that on Twitter, because of Final Fantasy VII, I was actually gonna stream it on Twitch, as like a last minute like surprise type of thing. But then Tanma was like, "We should watch it together," and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, we're gonna watch it tomorrow morning together. Yeah, we're Final Fantasy VII, and then I can freak out over how beautiful Sid is all over again. Yeah, yeah. Time to get hyped for Cloud in the wheelchair. I don't know what that means, but sure, yes. You know, actually, I saw like before this, there was like a doujin that was being sold at this Final Fantasy event earlier that was like Miro Tolskeva getting a lobotomy, and then Sid Garland trying to make him in his lobotomized state sexually attracted to him, and by proxy sexually attracted to men. And I was like, this is actually fucking crazy. There are doujins being created that have never been created before. So some food for thought. Yes, I saw it on this Korean artist page, and I was like, wow, that's really crazy. Write that down, write that down. How many copies did you buy? We're running out of original sentences. I wish, but I'm not Korean. I wish I was Korean. 안녕하세요. Anyways, does it involve streaming that game Tenma found, playing a man's buns in the form of a rhythm game? That's like an old game, man. Thanks for the $5 but that's like unk material, okay? Real Fujoshi Gunner perverts know exactly what that game is, but that game is like old peak, but it has nothing on Clap, alright? And if you remember Clap, yeah, maybe that's too old for some of you guys in chat, but yeah, that game has nothing on Clap. Clap was like the peak of that stuff, and then everything else has been like downhill slop. So yeah, that's just my hot take, though. I wish I didn't remember that. Clap is like kind of goated, though. Well, I don't know if I would say goated. It's like maybe just okay. Well, no, maybe it's not okay. It's better than some of the stuff out there, but not as good as some of the other stuff. It's definitely better than anything they've put out in the past like 8 years. But teach us. It stands for kind love and punishment, and it's an otome game where you are kind, or you love, or you punish beautiful men. Yeah, and it's well, it wasn't. We know it was a different time back then, but thanks for the $2 I don't like VNs. If I wanted to read, I would pick up a book, and if I wanted to press A to continue, I would play a Sony game. Oh, well. I'm sorry your brain is the size of a peanut. You read what? Dark romance slop? Oh, the Centaur milking farm. Oh my goodness, I'm being held hostage by this evil prince. I'm sure that's the type of stuff you like. For me, I like a good crazy visual novel with a cat girl that you find in a box on the side of the road, and you take her in and raise her as your daughter, and then for some reason your relationship ends up explicit, and you did not see that coming, and also you bought the game when you were 13 off of J-List or J-Box with a gift card that your grandpa gave you for Christmas. Yes! Oh my god! Wait, you know peak! Makoto Kuraso peak! Peak! That was my first ever eroge. That was my first ever one when I was like, well, I was like way younger than that. I actually think I was like I was like 10 or something like that. Can I say that? I was like 10, I think, when I played it. And I remember like I really wanted to play play an eroge. That was like my thing, but like I couldn't buy it because like I obviously like wasn't old enough, right? And so for Christmas that year, my grandpa gave me a Visa gift card. And so with a Visa gift card, you could buy anything you want, and you also don't need to verify your age with it. And so because I knew that, I went on JList or JBox, which the version of it that had the NSFW stuff, because I used to just go and browse that website all the time. I would just be like, wow. And then I would like write down the names. I had this little Gwen Stefani notebook where I would write down everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, one day I'm gonna buy these. And that was the first one on my list. And I remember for Christmas that year, I was so excited, and I was like, I hope it works, oh my god. And then I got it, and I was like, this is peak. This is literally peak. This is literally peak. How the fuck did you know JList at 10 years old? Dude, I was cooking up shit on the internet that you should not expose 10-year-olds to, but it gave me a good eye for this type of stuff as I was like in my teenage years, and then I ended up being a Final Fantasy 14 player, so it was like all wasted in the end anyway. But at least for a couple years of my life, I knew peak, and that was all that matters. Yeah, I'd never use Newgrounds because I would just be playing eroge all day, every single day, man. That was everything. Yeah, why can't you people search gore at 10 like normal people? I didn't want to look at gore when I was 10 years old, okay? I wanted to look at naked cat girls. I wanted to look at naked girls. All I wanted to do when I was a kid was look at boobs. That was it. That was like the only thing that mattered to me when I was a kid. Is like I just wanted to look at boobs. Right? Hatsune Miku's boobs were like the coolest things ever to me. And I was like, dude, naked girls are literally the best. Right? And that's all I wanted to do. I would just be like, I don't give a fuck about the guy in the scene. Like, show me the naked girl. Expose her titties to me right now. And then like playing Grisaya, I was like, Yuji, I love you. You're like the only male MC that has rights, but I need you to move. I need to stare at Michiru Matsushima naked, sprawled out on this bed right now. And I was like rubbing my hands together like a fly, but I was like way too young for that game. So anyways, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, I want to be concerned, but I turned out fine. Okay, I turned out totally fine. I was an OG son. I was literally an old man born into the body of a cute femboy. Right? And I've used this to my advantage every day of my life. Wonka Wispy, good days, Leah, thank you. I played it, and then I'm pretty sure, like, before that, I was like, He Is My Master is the best anime ever, but I can't tell that to people, so I would just be like, yeah, pretty cute. And then I'd go on YouTube and watch, like, He Is My Master episode 8. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and I'd be like, yeah, how did I get banned? Okay, so I did not get banned from anything, but the topic is related to this, right? Right? Because so over the past like I don't know, it's like a week, 2 weeks, I guess, there was this like controversy, right, over Wattpad, because Wattpad added some. Oh wait, I have a slideshow actually. Here you go. So Wattpad added some new guidelines that people were not too fond of, right? Where's the not too fond of gay people dog? That's my impression of it. So yeah, we'll talk about it. So if you're not familiar with the name Wattpad, I'll explain this to you really quickly. You reading that much eroge at that young explains a lot, really. Thanks for the $5 Yeah. I always remembered, like, I was so afraid I was gonna get in trouble for it. I wasn't sure how I was gonna explain it to my parents, but then my parents, like, kind of just never cared. They were just like, eh. And then when I was, like, 18, I told them, finally, because I had, like, the guilt of it haunted me my whole life. And they were like, I don't know what that is, and I don't care. And I was like, I was looking at anime girl boobs since I was, like, extremely young. And they were like, we knew. And I was like, wow, okay. And that was kind of the whole conversation. But yeah, I'm a pervert, and I like big boobs. And they were like, yup, or oh, all right, that's nice, Leah. Eat your broccoli. And I was just like, okay. Oh yay! Aw, but the manga is better for He Is My Master. I've actually never read the manga, but I do collect the figures. I do collect the figures, and I have a Dakimakura. And when I bought the Dakimakura, the guy gave it to me in a shopping bag and was like, and I was like, well, I need that. Yeah, so I am the owner of a there's actually art I commissioned a long time ago of me as wearing the outfits from the show, but that was like back in like 2022, I think, something like that. Yeah. What? Yeah. That was like a while ago, but can we see it? Well, if you were a member back in the day, then you would have access to it right now on the YouTube tab. But if you're not a member, then that's kind of your own problem now, isn't it? You're just gonna have to scroll a whole lot to find the tweets from 2022 to look. She never posted. I did post it. I did post it. Yes. Yeah. Have I checked the Daki with the black light? I've actually never taken it out of the shopping bag, if I'm being honest. Back in the day, I really thought that I was gonna end up decorating my room like, you know, like the growing up, you would watch like the documentaries of like NEETs, and they would have like the rooms covered in like eroge and stuff, and like I wanted to be like Kirino from Aremo with like this huge collection of like physical eroge and stuff. So like I was like, I'm gonna be that one day. So I was like squirreling away a bunch of stuff to like decorate it like that, and then I got really into Final Fantasy 14, and that ended up just being, so my room looks like that, but like Final Fantasy 14 basically. Instead of like the He Is My Master Daki, we've got Grahatia barefoot with the skirt up. That's not actually on my wall, but I do own that. So anyways, yeah, I wasn't degen enough. No, all of this like taste was wasted for me to just end up being a Final Fantasy 14 player. So like imagine having like goated taste like that, and then ending up just playing Final Fantasy 14. That's me. Play a real game like Expedition 33. I think you should be killed. I think if you think Expedition 33 is a decent game at best, even if you think it's like a decent game, I think you should be killed. Genuinely, there is something so wrong with your brain, it's incurable. It's basically like you got cancer. You should just give up. Yep. I'm not even sorry. Something is so wrong with your brain, it will never be able to be fixed, so you should just give up. It's decent though. You're a prime example of this. And you're a Leocon. You're a member to my channel. Obviously, there is something deeply wrong with you that cannot be cured. Just give it a rest, buddy. Did AO3 ban 18 up? No, that's not. Why the fuck would... Do you even know what AO3 is, you fucking moron? Sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually. You're a fucking... Mom, you don't understand. I'm gay for gay men feeling each other up. Mom, you don't understand. I played A Kiss for the Petals when I was in the very end of, like, my formative years. And then, like, it wasn't my fault you bought me Strawberry Panic from Best Buy, okay? I just watched it because I was appreciative of the thing you bought me. How was I supposed to know they had girls touching each other in there? What? Like, how was I supposed to know? What? Mom, but you bought me my mom bought me Strawberry Panic, not knowing what it was. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Expedition 33 is just French Final Fantasy IX. And it came out like 30 years later. So obviously Expedition 33 is fucking washed because they have to write off the backs of something that was actually decent. And then they did it poorly and it's like a fucking eyesore to look at. Han, baguette, Eiffel Tower. Hating the French isn't cool anymore, Leah. It makes you a Redditor. I don't hate the French because it's cool or not. I hate the French because it comes from an honest place in my body. That I just genuinely hate French people. It's not me trying to fit in. I just legitimately don't believe that they make good stuff. Thanks for the $5. I've never seen something come out of France that was decent. Not even their butter. Italy does it better. And it's just the truth. It's not even me trying to be like a popular person. It's not me trying to fit in at the cool kids table. Like, France literally provides nothing to better the world. So, yeah, performative French hater. They don't even make good butter. Italy makes better butter, and that's just a fact. Rather than Expedition 33, you could play an MMO known as Warframe, which is Canadian. I thought Warframe players were like all homosexuals that were like over 60 years old. The only Warframe players I've ever seen are like all homosexual bears with like beer bellies and big beards that kiss other men and go to like the rodeo clubs. So basically, yeah. So, right. No, Final Fantasy 14 has twinks, man. Like Dan and Phil. Like Dan and Phil. Warframe, I thought was just a bunch of like burly gay guys, right? Gourmands. Well, we aren't all over 60. You're 58. My bad. Sorry. One guy who's 58, and then the rest of the population is over 60. That was my bad. That was my bad. Yeah. Warframe has sexy robots. There's nothing sexy about the way that people look in Warframe. I'm not even just... And then if you think they're sexy, then you're a homosexual. Yes. It's for clankers. Clanker fuckers. No, that just for the robot. The robot fuckers is what you mean. That's not how you say that. I've been playing Warframe since 2013. Oh, I'm sure. And your gaming opinions make me worried about your mental health. The only gaming opinions I have are like it's like a what's that the thing that you use on like the beach to like detect the treasure under the sand, like a tracker, and then my third eye goes like that, and then wherever it's like meow, 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 and then I'm like, wow, that's a good game. So that's how I make all of my opinions. Thank you very much. Treasure finder. Gem alert. Anyways, what the fuck is Wattpad? Thank you. So these are our horsemen of fanfiction. Okay, we have tumblr.com, right? So you can write works and upload them to tumblr.com. You can read fanfiction on there. That is a thing. You have fanfiction.net, which is for the Star Trek 80-year-old women who are still fujoshis and fucking awesome. Also, there was a copious amount of Harry Potter fanfiction on there, but eventually everyone from fanfiction.net moved to AO3, which stands for Archive of Our Own. There's 3 O's, that's why it's AO3. And then there's Wattpad. And Wattpad is where you go to read about the fanfiction where, like, One Direction is human trafficking you or something like that. Yes. So, the way this goes is Tumblr and fanfiction.net, Wattpad, AO3, right? Well, Tumblr, obviously, back in the day, obviously banned NSFW once they were acquired by Yahoo, right? So once they were acquired by Yahoo, part of that like merger was that they could not have NSFW content anymore on there. And Tumblr was a big thing for NSFW and fanfiction and creative works and stuff. And the ban of NSFW legitimately killed Tumblr. Even though like they allow stuff these days, because the damage was already done and they had so many years go by without like doing anything about it, it killed Tumblr. Like pretty much nobody uses Tumblr. It's not like as big of a thing as it was back in the day. Right? Everybody came over to Twitter after the whole like Tumblr thing. And then after Twitter got crazy, people moved to Blue Sky, but then like no one really wanted to stay on Blue Sky because like Blue Sky was like kind of weird. So then people just stayed on Twitter and like they're miserable on Twitter now. There's really nowhere to go. Blue Sky is full of weirdos. There's like nobody on Tumblr. Twitter fucking sucks, but you make do, right? That's kind of where we're at. Right? So Tumblr, They shot themselves in the foot by banning NSFW. So then, okay, whatever. We have fanfiction.net. But the problem with fanfiction.net is, let's say I write something, right? I write something on fanfiction.net and you don't like what I wrote. Well, it can be taken down or, you know, at like a moment's notice. They censor stuff so badly. And part of the problem with that is that they have an app, right? And this is why a lot of people say they like fanfiction.net, is because they have like an app that you can like read fanfiction on your phone. But the double-edged sword that comes with that is like, even though it's more convenient to read something from an app, the censorship that they have to go through as a result of having the app and like having to adhere to like the App Store guidelines and everything is like pretty intense. So you can't really write just like whatever, and they're kind of like at liberty to just censor whatever the fuck they want because they have to make sure that it's like within these guidelines for the app, right? And no one really writes on fanfiction.net anymore because of that, because the censorship is so extreme. So because there was a lot of really crazy censorship on fanfiction.net, people moved over to AO3. And the whole idea of AO3 is that they are anti-censorship, right? As long as you tag something on AO3, anything goes, right? Well, pretty much anything. There are some guidelines that you still have to be within. Like you can't write about like national tragedies, which I feel like is okay, right? Like I think that's like really the only like hard line in the sand on AO3 is that like you cannot go and write like the Holocaust fan fiction, right? And I feel like that is fine. That is very okay to have like a hard line in. No, you cannot write about stuff like that, okay? Okay? Okay, I actually don't know if 9/11 is banned or not. I kind of feel like 9/11 might not be. I'm not educated on that. However, that's kind of the idea, right? Is that like anything goes so long as you're not writing about national tragedies and like some very other like minor stuff. So, but outside of that, there's no big censorship on there, right? Outside of like common sense, right? Just use fucking common sense, and then it's yes. So, yeah, I don't really want to read something like that. Thank you very much. But as long as you use their tagging system, then like it's whatever. And there's like a culture that comes with AO3, right? If you're on AO3, you're just expected. There's like really no real report button, and then even the people running AO3 might not like care much for like the report button. So like even if you do end up being able to like report a fanfiction, there's a very low chance AO3 is going to take it down unless it's like something that like they overlooked or like it's like spam or something like that, right? Because there are like fanfictions on there that are like just spam, and like I think like the longest fanfiction in history or something like that was like a couple million words of this person just spamming "I love Mirabelle" from Encanto like a couple thousand times in there, and that's like obviously like why the fuck would you upload that, bro? So come on. So like they take that down, right? Yeah, spam AIs everywhere. I don't know what their guidelines on AI are though, but I know there is like a rise of like AI generated fanfiction that is becoming like a rampant problem on AO3. But because they're like anti-censorship, I think it kind of becomes this double-edged sword where like I don't know what they exactly do about it, because I've personally never encountered AI fanfiction. So it's kind of like another like slippery slope kind of thing. But yeah, on AIs that they can't prove it, so they don't care, which like I feel like in order to maintain being anti-censorship, that's kind of the way that they have to do it, right? And it's really obvious when it's AI slot, but it's like, how do you prove that necessarily, right? Because like someone that generates the AI for the fanfic, obviously like, come on man, like you're fucking stupid. But it's a bit complex, I think, but a bit of a separate issue, I think, from like the overall topic, right? They're anti-censorship, whether that be for their benefit or their downfall, and right? But having an outlet for uncensored creative works is really important, I think, especially as like the climate of the world continues to like go about its trends, right? Like, I feel like having a space for you to be uncensored and explore things in fiction is very, very, very important. And I think it's good to have a space to do that. And like I was saying, the culture of AO3 that comes with this is like, as long as you tag something, you're expected to like just scroll past it if you don't like it, right? You don't report it, don't send hate, right? But like, let's say like I'm looking for a fanfiction on AO3, right? And I see like, oh, it's tagged with a tag. Like, I don't know, it's tagged with like NTR, right? This is a good example. NTR. Well, I hate NTR, right? I hate it. I hate that so much. But for someone else, they might really like it, right? And instead of throwing a fit over the fact that like this exists, the expectation is just because I don't like it, I would just scroll past it, right? And that's how you go about things on AO3 is like, I don't like what it's tagged with, but you do like it and you wrote it. I can't really judge you for like having a space to do whatever the fuck you want, so I'm just gonna scroll past it, pretend it doesn't exist. That's it. I just scroll, right? And it doesn't bother me. I'll be like, really, man? But then that's about it. I'll like make a face, so like, and then go about my life, whatever. If you don't like it, don't read, right? That it's just that easy. But the other hand, we have Wattpad, right? And Wattpad has always been a hub for more how do I explain? Like quick smut, right? So AO3 has like a very big, and fanfiction.net as well, has a very big range of the type of works that they have on there. Some are short, some are long, some are, you know, whatever. Some are smutty, some are not, some are AUs, you know, tons of different stuff going on both of these websites. But Wattpad has kind of always been for your quick, yeah, smut, self-insert, whatever it is. It's just, it is the Limsa Lominsa of fanfiction writing websites, right? And so, recently, no one really fucking uses Wattpad much these days, right? But then recently, there started to be this conversation on Twitter of people being like, my One Direction human trafficking fanfiction is now banned on Wattpad. What's happening here? And people were like, what the yeah, Wattpad is baby's first fanfiction website. That is very evident of like the types of writing that you have. But Wattpad also, you know, they have certain guidelines that you have to stay within because of, you know, being on certain Play stores and stuff. Wattpad, this is an exact screenshot from Wattpad's guidelines. Okay, I made sure to go and fact check this myself because I saw a bunch of back and forth about it. So I just did the mature thing and opened the fucking guidelines page myself and screenshotted it. As of today, Wattpad has banned all of this, right? Very, how do I explain? It's what the fuck do you mean in the first one? Right. What the fuck does that first one mean? Like the first bullet point is where we'll get hung up on this. What the fuck does that mean? Right? You're an asshole. I'm an asshole. Like, I just genuinely... What? Wattpad said hashtag never goon. Basically, they're saying GG on your smut. Right? As opposed to something like that made for non-arousal? Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, right? Like thank you for bringing this injustice to our attention. It's not really bringing like injustice or anything, but it is a conversation that's been happening, right? Anti-NSFW, I guess, but like they just Tumblred themselves. Yes, basically, like they basically were like, hey man, no more smut on the smut website. Everybody that goes on AO3 writes like crappy smut, and now your crappy smut isn't allowed. So like, what? So obviously what everybody did was the Wattpad users, when they saw this, they go to AO3. There is a very big culture difference between AO3 and Wattpad, where like Wattpad is how do I say, maybe we are a little bit too mentally immature to be on the internet. Maybe we are from Weenie Hut Juniors and we shouldn't be yeah. AO3 average IQ just lowered. Yeah, AO3 continues to win by... They released a statement, actually, the other day, doubling down on the anti-censorship, which I thought was pretty awesome, especially, like, amidst all of this happening. So it's, like, reassuring to know that AO3, like, is not going to change, and that's part of, like, the big appeal, right? But Wattpad users go on AO3, they see... Okay, example, again. Wattpad user doesn't like NTR, okay? They go on AO3, they see a fic tagged with NTR. Well, what they're doing is they're going and trying to get these fics reported because it has tags that they don't like, right? And people on AO3 are like, hey man, you just scroll past it if you don't like it. And then these people are going back on like TikTok and Twitter and they're like, well, no, it has to be taken down because like my morals don't align with it personally and I don't like it and it makes me uncomfortable. So I think it should be taken down. And people at AO3 are like, hey man, that's not really the way that this works, right? Right? If you don't like it, just scroll. Like, are you stupid? And it's created this like giant culture war that's been happening the past couple of days with like people on Wattpad thinking that there needs to be censorship, but it's like you just had your own website become a victim of censorship and seeing how like that went poorly for you. So now you're coming to AO3 demanding censorship when like you don't realize what it is that you're asking for because it's just going to like end up being the same thing that pushed you away from your old website. Like, are you fucking stupid? It's all immoral. Boring! Oh my god, who's reading fanfiction to be morally superior? I'm reading fanfiction to read about two blood brothers kissing each other! I don't give a fuck! Yeah, you need to expect that all platforms will start doing it. That's why I feel like, especially as stuff like this continues to happen, and this push becomes more and more and more extreme, it's really important for websites like, you know, AO3 that are anti-censorship to remain this way for as long as they possibly can. Because we have less and less spaces to do stuff like, you know, that is without censorship. And I feel like having AO3 be that last one that's hanging on by a string up until like the very last moment, even when, like inevitably when it does get hit, like as long as they're hanging on for as long as they can and providing a space for people like this, then I feel like it's the best that they can be doing, right? Right? And it sucks. And like I understand like when you're exposed to media that makes you uncomfortable or media that you're not really like sure aligns with you, I understand it can be scary, but like that's part of the thing of the internet is like you just have to learn that like if I don't like it, you can just scroll past it. Like the internet is like a curated space for you, right? And so you can curate your own space, but you cannot expect other people to like change their own ways and their own curated spaces to serve you, I think, is kind of how I see it. Like, the block button, the mute button exists. You can use it. You have the agency to scroll past things and not interact with media that you don't like, but you cannot expect other people to react that same way, right? I block anyone. I block you guys. I block Sakuna. I didn't block Sakuna. I think about it, though, in my head. Yeah, they think there's an algorithm on AO3 to exploit, make placeholders, can't read tags, flood censorship, but want censorship. They are demanding censorship when they themselves have just become, like, victims of the censorship and seen that, like, hey, maybe anti-censorship is really the way to be thinking about things. But then they don't, I don't think they have, like, the mental maturity to really understand that. Because the overall population of like Wattpad on average is a lot younger, right? AO3 is kind of very vast in everything. I have a hiccup, sorry. Yeah. That's how it is. Right? I think back to like the early days of like Genshin Impact specifically, right? Because this was like, I think at a time when like the internet puritanism was like at its highest, right? Where like everybody was like, oh my god, like, you know, everyone's drawing Kaya and Diluc, who, if you don't know in Genshin Impact, they are adopted brothers, okay? So these two characters are adoptive brothers. And obviously you have people that ship them because everybody ships everybody, right? And then you have people that are like, no, we can't, this is bad. And there was like constant fighting between these two groups of people where it's like, well, they're brothers and they can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then other people are like, just scroll past it if you don't like it, but it's fiction. It's not real, right? Like, this isn't a real thing. It doesn't matter, man. It's fiction. It's okay. It can't hurt you in real life. And then people would be like, it's pro-shipping. I can't believe this. You're such a bad person. But these same people that threw a fit over this are the same ones that go back and play Love in Deep Space and their favorite love interest is Caleb, who is your brother! That's just... But what do I know, man, right? But when do I... Like, I know, fiction started affecting people's lives. So I feel like fiction only affects your life if you push for it yourself, right? If you are the one that is... This is a bit preachy on my end, so I'm sorry. But this is my honest to God take is fiction only affects reality if you push for it yourself, right? Right? Fiction only comes into real life if you yourself are the one that's pushing for it. So you can't sit here and cry fiction affects reality without realizing that like you are the problem that you are like pushing so hard against, right? A normal person would go, wow, you know what? I think Kaya and Diluc should kiss in game. And they would write their fan fiction and then they would go and they would be like, that's it. Like, in real life, right? And that just how like a normal person goes about things. It's not real. You could just close your eyes, bro. You could just close your eyes, bro. I know, but you can't use logic, right? You can't use logic against these people. That's what everybody always says. Yeah, you can't use logic against these people. But I get so heated about it. I get so heated about it because I feel like it's just like normal thinking. It's just like a normal way to think about things. But there are people that are like so abnormal in the way that they think about things that it's like impossible to explain to them. Ugh, it's so frustrating because it's like talking at a wall sometimes, right? I know! Black Sword, that's exactly what I'm saying! Oh my god. Who was harmed by this? Absolutely no one. It's not even about NSFW necessarily. It's just about having spaces to explore themes in fiction because, like, you know, there's like studies, right? And like articles and all of this stuff about how without outlets like this, keeping stuff like this repressed might end up having negative effects in reality because it gets so repressed for some people. And some people don't have outlets like this or people they can talk to about things. And, you know, in order to negate that, it's really important to have websites where you know, spaces even, where you could just talk about things without worry and without it affecting anything. Right? And so I don't know. I feel like it's just a normal line of thinking. And it's normal to have creative outlets and creative spaces. You know, sometimes you just need to get stuff out of your system, and I feel like that's okay, right? That's okay. And I feel like, I don't know, you just can't have people that aren't from, it's like squatters moving into your house, right? It's like, this whole thing is kind of like squatters have moved into your house while you were on vacation, right? Well, not even when you're on vacation. AO3 is the house, and you left the house to go to the grocery store. And then you had squatters come into your house when you were at the grocery store. And they were like, I don't like the way you decorated this place. Well, it's like, this isn't your fucking house, man. So get out. But then they're like, well, no, I have to stay. I have to stay here. I'm being forced to stay here. Right? But now, like, it's not your house. And if you don't like the way it's decorated, you could just leave, right? you could just leave. That's the way I see it, man. It's a hell of a comparison. It gets me so pissed off. I like the dude that's built like a fridge. What? Yeah. Decide their headcanon is canon. It insult people that support other ships, right? Yeah. Thanks to the $5. You kind of see stuff like that actually more in like... even though it's a pretty rampant problem with like Western culture, like fandom culture, I see it a lot more in like Eastern fandom culture, like, you know, Japanese fandom culture and stuff. When they decide something, that is gospel. And if you go against that, they will witch hunt you to hell and back. I remember, I've told this story on stream a couple times where... like, I was going to the Twisted Wonderland concert back in October, and this Idia fan, she was like a artist that I followed for a really long time. She's like a single mom that draws like her self-insert in Idia, right? And she'd never been to a concert before, and she was so excited about going, and she was so looking forward to it, and was like tweeting nonstop about it and like drawing all this stuff because she was so excited, and it was so cute. And she was talking about like on Twitter about like, you know, her experience like taking the train all the way down to Tokyo for the first time and all this stuff, and it was really, really, really sweet. And she went to the concert the day before me. And, you know, I'm a big fan of her art, so I was like, oh yeah. And since I was going, I was like, I wonder if she had a good time. And I went to her Twitter page, and that night, she had posted like a thread talking about how the concert ended up being one of like the most mortifying experiences for her, because on the train on the way home, she got attacked by another fan who was like ripping her bag off of her and was like yelling at her about how she's like not a real fan because she didn't ship like a yaoi couple from Twisted Wonderland or something like that with Idia, and how like her ship was like worse or something like that, and she was like a garbage human being and started to like really get into it with this like single mom. And it's like attacking somebody in real life over this. It's like, what? She doesn't deserve that. Exactly. It was like the most insane thing I'd read. But that's really common with like Eastern fandom culture, is like, you know, I've spent a lot of time being into like Twisted Wonderland, and before that I was really, really into Ensemble Stars, and that would be like a very, very, very common occurrence in like Josei Muke media, like spaces, fandom spaces, is like, yeah, Josei Muke / Yume shipping girls are always like that. Every single time. They will like straight up like beat up other girls in real life. There was like a Ensemble Stars screening event actually where two girls got into a fist fight in front of the Ensemble Stars voice actors over a ship. Yeah. They legitimately like got into a fist fight in front of the voice actors of their Kami Oshis and had to be dragged out of the cinema over like them shipping different ships or something like that, and the voice actors were like, yeah. So it's just kind of how it is. But I think like you have to remember that there's like crazy insane people on both ends. There's not one is better than the other, right? Just because like preconceived notions about blah 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 or blah blah blah, like all fandom spaces fucking suck, man, okay? Every fandom space fucking sucks, and it's embarrassing to be into any type of media ever, and you have to remember that. You're a loser with no future if you like any type of media ever. Yeah. It doesn't even matter with Fujoshis, because Fujoshis are fucking crazy too, man. What about 100 Line? I've actually never heard of 100 Line fans fighting with each other, but that's probably possible. I mean, it's any type of media, but the only thing I ever hear about is like, oh, I went to like this 100 Line offline event, and like I met a bunch of other people who like really wanted to touch talk with me, and everyone bonded over that. It was like, whoa, awesome. Hi, Amy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Amy. Yeah, we should bring back dueling. We should bring back like jousting. Jousting over this stuff. Yay, thank you for the $5. Are you sure that wasn't Lia? Maybe it was. right? So then, oh, well, actually, let me do this. I took this screenshot from somewhere else, but yeah. Basically, like, the Wattpad people that are, like, calling for censorship on AO3 are going back, and, like, this is, like, what is being said. AO3 is not an archive. Right? AO3 is not an archive. Now, I just... Oh, oops. Wait. Where'd my thingy go? Hold on. AO3 is not an archive. Right. Wattpad user says AO3 isn't an archive. So we should just have censorship on there. But it's in the title. Are you sure about that? Wattpad isn't a pad. It's an archive of our own. I wonder what the A stands for. I think the A stands for a pro shipper. What's the pad? Got him. Using basic intellect. No! No! Do kids even use Wattpad anywhere? Well, if you went back to the beginning of the stream 55 minutes ago, you would find out what happened. But because you're a LARPer, I'll feed you misinformation. Right? So this is another good post. It says we need an alternative to AO3. Okay, an alternative to AO3 that is an archive for fanfictions and stories while not allowing problematic media or ships or tropes onto their website before AO3 gets shut down, because AO3 is pretty disgusting. I thought cutting off the reply was probably the best way to put this. Do they know? Yes. I need an archive for my things. We should have a fanfiction hosting website with extreme censorship on it. If only. You laugh, you go to hell. The fear and horrors found in Lia's bookmarks. My AO3 bookmarks are very tame, aside from the Otaku stuff, okay? Okay, I think that overall my stuff is actually very tame. I'm not much of like a crazy... Like a crazy... how do I say? Like, I don't love, like, the crazy, insane things until I got into Otaku, okay? Until I got into Otaku, and then once I got into Otaku, my stuff started becoming a bit more dead dove. Yeah, more dead doves than you can. I wasn't like how do I say? Unless I was like highly regarded, I wouldn't really be like, yeah, I'm gonna read like dead dove stuff. But now when like I go and I look for like Otaku stuff, if it's not dead dove, I won't read it. It's kind of like the point where we're at, but. It just comes with like the what's like the nature of the pairing that you like, right? They're all gore of my comfort character, as they should be. As they should be. If Eito and Takumi both aren't getting like cannibalismed, evil death. I don't even know. Evil things happening to them, right? Then what does it matter? No, girl, I don't want to read it. But like, yes, girl, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Riona, those guys, let's go! They need to be gored! Yay! Yay! Takumi gore! Yay! Woohoo! Yay! But like anything else, like, I don't know. I thought I did like Dramatical Murder. This is true, but I've never actually read Dramatical Murder fanfiction. And I do not like noise either from Dramatical Murder. I like Kojaku and Clear, who are the two like with like the most like tame endings, right? unless you do like their bad endings, but I mean that's kind of like a separate thing. But yeah, I did not like noise. It was and then Mink. Oh, I fucking hated Mink. So like the two like really extreme like grotesque ones I didn't really like. But yeah. I don't share fanfiction with my coworkers, but like, Ellie, Reichi, sometimes we send each other fanfictions. And that's kind of how like our friendship has blossomed. Yeah. Burns down your own house, moves into yours. This house is nice, but it's not flammable enough for me to be comfortable. Exactly! Yes! Yes! What about the dog? Ren? Not memorable. I don't know. The only thing that Ren is memorable for is for being a dog that you could romance. But anything else about that route was not very memorable. The only memorable thing was the shock factor that came with the fact that you could romance the dog. Right. Or like slow damage. Like slow damage is good, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to read like slow damage fanfiction. Or like what was the other one I played? I can't remember the name of it right now. The old one. Yeah, I thought he was technically your brother too. He's like your dog and he's your brother. He's a lot of things. I don't fucking remember. The only thing that's really memorable about Dramatical Murder is Kojaku's good ending where he's cutting Alba's hair. That was peak. That was really peak. That was so good. That was amazing. Smut does bring people together. It does. It can, right? It can. Peem even. Is Peem even? Why peak? Because it was like so domestic and nice. It was just like a good old haircut. And they were like a couple of months into being an official couple. And like the horrors couldn't get to them anymore. And they were just like taking life slow and like enjoying each other's company like normal individuals. And like that was peak. Just happy good times. But I came from like being into OnStars where like the most intense thing I think I've ever read was like my yaoi ship, one of them like punching the other one because he was upset, and then that was just kind of it. The punch, and then the I didn't mean it, and then they like I don't know, maybe they kissed. I can't fucking remember. But yes, okay, so I know what you guys are all thinking, all right? Well, AO3, you know, let's say that I do want things censored, right? Let's say that like I'm going on AO3, and let's bring up the NTR tag example again, okay? I hate NTR and I don't want to see it. So how can I take precautions to make sure I don't see it because I don't like it? There's this option on AO3 where you can go and you can hit the exclude button. So there's an include, right? Include tab, and then you can include characters you like, right? Tags you like, relationships you like, and then there's an exclude button. So instead of being like, wow, I don't want to see this in this thing, and I see it and it pisses me off, I can just go to the exclude thing, type in tag NTR, and as long as the fanfiction is tagged NTR and I hit the submit button, it won't show me stuff like that. Amazing! So easy. Yeah, the only solution is to just take down the website. We all have to start killing each other and take down the website right now. We all have to start beating each other with hammers and killing each other and goring each other, and yeah. So there's like a filter that you could use, right? So like, let's say like I'm a Wattpad user and I don't want to see anything dead dove, right? Anything that falls into the dead dove category. But I like Eitaku, so I go to include relationships, Eito X Takumi, and then I go to exclude additional tags, and I type in dead dove, and then it won't show me dead dove Eitaku. That's amazing. So that I never have to know that there's other stuff out there, and my life can be so cozy and comfortable, and I don't have to be scared. Yes. But Lia doesn't do that. I don't really do that. I don't really do that unless it's like something I feel super strongly about. Like, I don't know. Sometimes like there's certain ships that I don't personally ship in some media, and I don't really want to see other stuff from it, so I'll go and like I'll just be like, I don't want to see stuff on like this couple, and then I'll just like fist bump. That's it. All right, thanks. Yeah, the only problem And I think for more open-minded, mentally mature individuals is that if you how do I say? If you use the exclude tags, you might have like a author that uploads stuff and they tag everything, right? Because that's kind of how AO3 is like when you're uploading stuff on AO3, your expectation is like only to see, or how do I say it? Like to tag everything, right? So you're expected to tag every single thing, and even like mentions of other characters. So like people put like, I don't know, like I'm reading a fanfiction about like Reen x Gaia, and then like Thancred is mentioned, right? Or like, oh, I'm reading like a Harshafont Rule fanfiction, but like Amaric is mentioned or something like that. So they'll like tag everybody, and then they'll tag every single thing that happens. Yeah, they even do mentions. Not every author does it, but a lot of people. Yeah, there's an art to tagging things, and there's a bunch of... Wait, is Thancred in your excluded tags? Yeah. Hi, Raiders! Hello, Raiders! Yeah, I have Thancred in my excluded tags. Because I think Thancred's yucky. Yeah, there's spoilers too. You can also go through things, but like I don't know. Especially like I've seen with like Final Fantasy fics specifically, people will tag like the patch that, like this like a fic takes place in. So like, oh, I'm writing this fanfiction that's set during Heaven's Ward, so they'll tag it like, you know, patch like 3.0, right? Or like, okay, this is, you know, 3.1. They tag the patch. So in case like you don't want to be spoiled, then you just look at the tags and you're like, oh shit, like, I don't know. Like, my friend today actually like is like a good way through Shadowbringers, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have Graha Tia fanfiction I can send you. But, you know, like when I send you like the stuff, like just make sure you read like what patch so you don't get spoiled, right? So like, okay, so, you know, Graha fanfiction, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then there's like, oh, well, it's tagged like 5.3. So then she knows like, okay, well, I just don't read the one that has like 5.3 as a tag, right? And you don't really have to look at everything else. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty handy. I know some other games like, 100 line, they tag the ending specifically, or like the route that it takes place on. So like with 100 line, they'll be like, oh, you know, this is route or ending like 42 based off of like the 42 route, or like this is rebellion, or like, you know, this is like goodbye Ato, like set like within like those types of things. So like if you're not wanting to be spoiled, or like let's say you only really like stuff within like that one like setting, then yeah, it's very handy. Yeah, no, Xenos is in my exclude tags too, okay? I actually have a lot of exclude tags. More exclude tags than I have include tags for Final Fantasy. A controversial one I have in my exclude tags that I always get yelled at is actually, I have Emmett Selk as a default exclude tag for myself. Yes. When is Lia going to leak her exclude tag? Yeah, so there, I leaked it. Xenos, Emmett, and Thancred are mine. You're dumb for that. I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with him, man. Yeah, I don't like Funky Grandpa. The big three. Only three? Most of their stuff is not... Yeah, I don't read my own fanfiction, no. I just upload it and then I don't interact with it. Maybe I go back to it to read the comments, but I think something that AO3 does pretty unique also, right? In order to cut down on like the type of stuff that's being uploaded, there's like a queue system for getting an account. So like if you... AO3 used to be invite only, and then after that, they had like a long queue for getting an account. So like if you make an account, it might take like a couple weeks to get like your confirmation email for you to like actually go through with it. So that way like there's less amount of people being on the website or like writing stuff or like having accounts to like interact with things. Yeah, it's a bit gatekeepy, but it's really worked out, I think, in the long run. Yeah, it takes a few weeks. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for being able to maintain like the type of like community that they've got. But I think it's probably the best way that they can be going through things, especially like with the current state of everything. So I don't know. I personally think that it's all pretty. Yeah. That is my my very preachy, very heated, very like the closest thing to my like aggressive soapbox moment I could possibly have on stream. Yay. It was a good talk. It was the most that I could do, and that's probably the most I will ever do. So, yay! With a very high effort slideshow. True. Would vote for your proposals. Yay! Thank you. Yeah. Or based off your likes, so when people find media and declare it as problematic, most of the time they're just projecting. That is a whole other can of worms, though, isn't it? Thank you for the $5 Like, I could get into that. I could get into that, right? Again, curating your own spaces, and you are the problem if you think fiction affects reality. But you know. Yeah, I use other websites, but how big is the original novel section of AO3? I actually don't ever read original works on AO3 with like original characters and stuff. The closest I ever got was the Varian spin-off of Tangled. I would go and I would read stuff on there, and that's like the closest thing to like original works I've ever fucked with in any type of like fanfiction setting ever. So I actually don't know, and I don't know what the websites are for people that read like original works or anything. But like the Disney movie, yeah, they have a TV show. There's a TV show. It's a spin-off of the Tangled movie, and it's really good. Tangled the series is really good, and I really love one of the characters from it. So much so that character appears in like every single original creative work I've ever made. That character is like Lia's muse. Yes, it's a kid's show, isn't it? But it's good. It's good. It has Jeremy Jordan in it. It's good. It's really good. Nitty likes it, guys. It's Nitty approved. It's Nitty Lia approved. Okay. What's her evil sister? They're not sisters, actually. Cassandra's not her sister. Hi, Disney! Welcome, Raiders! Hello! Yeah, Cassandra's not her sister. You guys just all missed the PowerPoint presentation, but you're just in time for the big. Why is I have photos of caskets on here? Hold on. I don't know why I have photos of caskets on my my slideshow. Or my thing. I wish I could explain that, but Anyways, hello everyone. Min's gave me your keychain, that ANYC, and unleashed my undeodor I sent at the phase booth. Oh, you should be put down like a dog. Thank you for the $10. Alright. So, you guys are just in time to hear this though. Whoopa. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hey, wait, stop. Why is it doing this? Welcome. So, if you don't know, Lia recently had a, well, not too recently actually, it's been about a month, but I had a birthday concert last month called World of Lia, and it was a 3D birthday live with lots of guests like Urika and Iori, and I performed some Final Fantasy music and stuff from like Chainsaw Man, and it was really cool, and I was dancing, and you can watch it on YouTube right now for free, where I also performed my first ever original song, World of Lia, that you can stream right now wherever streaming music is available to you. I only use Spotify, and I don't know about any of your other bullshit. Anyways, I also have merchandise that you could buy that's like really awesome. and we can take a look at the merchandise right now. Okay, so we've got a plush keychain of Lia and the Liacon, the Great Dimensional Merge. Isn't that amazing? And I'm really unhappy about it. And the Liacon doesn't have a face because that's how much you guys mean to me. I also have a coin pouch that says, I'm Lia, I'm Lia, I'm Lia, I'm Lia, with Liacon on it. And we've gone over all sorts of things that you can hide inside of it. Yes, you can put cash money in it. No, you can't put the Lia official bean plushie inside, but maybe you can put the plush keychain, which is pretty nice. Yes, we also have the official Liacon uniform that includes a headband and a official World of Lia hoppy coat that's really freaking awesome. And I can show you the backside of it because I know everybody wants to see my backside, because who doesn't, right? So I will show you what the backside of the hoppy coat looks like right now. Isn't that awesome? It's got my face and it says World of Lia on it, all over it, and it has a matching headband and it's really nice. We also have a holographic card of me and 110 card sleeves. Yes, 110. So you can build a commander deck of Fandaniel from Final Fantasy XIV and put all of your cards in the official World of Lia Birthday 2026 card sleeves. For every bundle purchased, you will also get a free light stick film that is included, and it's so awesome and so easy to install. Yes. And next up, as part of the special offer, we've got the World of Lia single physical edition that comes with 2 songs. World of Lia with vocals and World of Lia without vocals. And it's really awesome, and you can listen to my beautiful voice and physical or on streaming services or on YouTube all the time in your car, wherever circular discs can be listened to. Yes. And for the last announcement, we have a new Lia cover streaming now on YouTube to the Cartoon Girl by Canaria with an official music video that's fully animated, and it's really awesome. Yeah. Funny voice I'm doing right now too. Thank you. Say I love TV in the chat right now. Let's hear it, audience. Let's go. And if you're a channel member, then I'll be releasing covers slightly earlier than they release to the public from now on. So if you're a channel member, you get some early access, and that's really awesome. So you should probably consider becoming a member now, and maybe there's more goodies waiting for you in the future. Woo! Wow! Isn't that awesome? I love TV. I love TV. I love TV. Ooh, I love TV so much. Ooh, yes, I love TV. Ooh. But yes, that is every announcement I've had. So yes, I have to sneeze really bad now. I have to sneeze after that. You mean Tenna, right? Tenna back. Well, and anyways, bless you. I didn't sneeze yet. Alright, so anyways, yippee! I didn't mute my sneezes, I just didn't sneeze. I didn't. This is not. You guys said bless you preemptively, so I didn't end up sneezing. Then don't bless you. Dude, bless yourself, bitch. But hey, other stuff, I'm streaming a couple of fun stuff during the rest of the week. We've got a schedule, which everybody loves my curly hair and homemade schedules. Like what's on the schedule for this week? We have tomorrow, even though it says that I'm not streaming, I actually am gonna be on Tenma's channel watching the Gamescom opening ceremony with her, so catch me over there. Yeah, and then I have karaoke for fish on Wednesday in the late evening. What that mean? Hashtag what that mean? Karaoke for fish. Yeah. And then on Thursday, it's a Final Fantasy day. We're gonna play Final Fantasy X. Yay! We're gonna show those dirty Luca goers a thing or two, if I have anything to say about it, and my awesome new jet shot. Thank you. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna be streaming Final Fantasy XIV on Twitch because I do that like most weekends now. Yeah. Yay! And then on Sunday, I have a forced ASMR. Hashtag what that mean? Hashtag what that mean? Is it forced femme ASMR? Force Bob ASMR? Force something else ASMR? I know exactly what it is. And I think you guys are really gonna like it. So, force fed ASMR, where I make you into rotund little fat asses so I can roll you down the stairs. And then hit your belly with rulers and say, "Fat boy, go get me a Bellini. Fat boy, go get me cheeseburger. Fat boy, go get me I don't know what else." Yeah, I hope you know what it is. It's your damn stream. This is true. Okay, and then before we part ways here. Okay, before we part ways here, can I show you guys something? Can I maybe show you guys something before we end the stream here? Okay, this isn't important. I'm just whimsy maxing right now. Okay. Hi Amy. Hi Amy. Hi. I didn't know you were still here. What's up? Yes, ma'am. Okay, yay. So because it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, I bought myself a birthday present, right? Because like I've been you know, so I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a birthday present. Please don't curse us. Do you guys want to see the thing I got for my birthday? Do you guys want to see the thing that I got for my birthday? Oh my gosh, it's so cute, it's so cute, it's so cute. It came in yesterday. He came in, Toro-kun, he came in yesterday, and I was so excited. And I can't really take a photo of him because he's like super reflective, but he's so cute. He's so cute. I didn't get the figure, okay, because it was a bit too expensive. So I just settled for the acrylic stand. But I really hope I can afford the figure one day. But he's so cute. I've been wanting him for so long, and I was so excited. And he's sitting on my desk right next to all my other Toro-kun stuff, and he's so cute. 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 So yes, I got the acrylic because yeah, the figure is a bit expensive. But I have like a Toro-kun shelf in my room because I love Toro-kun so much, and this is like my dream possession. And so I have him, and I'm looking at him right now up on the top of my shelf, and he's so cute. He's so cute. So yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for being so nice to me, because I was able to get my Toro-kun acrylic stand for my birthday, and I was really excited, and I wanted to show him to you guys because I was really excited about it. Yay! Yay! No, it's Toro-kun! We showed Toro-kun! He's like my favorite ever! I have so much Toro-kun stuff, right? He's my favorite mascot character ever for the PlayStation, and he's so cute! He's so cute! Oh my god, he's so cute! 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 You guys just don't get it. You guys just don't get it, okay? He's so cute. He's the cutest ever. Look at him. Look at. Wait, can I like show you his full body? Look at. Yes. He's so cute, and he's sitting right next to me right now, and oh my god. I showed him to my parents, and my parents were like, "That thing is fucking terrifying. Do not ever show that to us again." And then I showed it to my friends, and my friends were like, "Delete that DM from our messages right now, I swear to God." But he's so cute! Oh my god, he's so cute! I love him so much! This is exactly like Ato looks like in my eyes. He's like the size of my hand, so he's like not very big. Yeah, he's like the size of my hand. Yeah, and he's so cute. He's so cute. It looks ugly. You're a fucking son of a bitch. Be nice to my son. I'm gonna start doing Oshikatsu with him. I'm gonna start taking him everywhere with me. Are we gonna go? Wait, I'm holding him up to the camera like you can see him, but does it really matter? Wait, Toro-kun ASMR. Wait, can you hear him? Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Oh my god, he's so cute, he's so cute, he's so cute. I'm gonna start taking him everywhere and doing Oshikatsu with him, and I'm so excited, he's so cute. Oh my gosh. So yay, thank you guys for indulging me because I've been so excited about it, and oh my god, I love him so much. He's so cute. So yes, what's wrong with his teeth? He still has baby teeth. They're growing in. Okay. He's still growing in his baby teeth. That's what this is. Yeah, someone's gonna see them in the dark. No! Yeah. Stop. He's so cute. He's literally the cutest ever. You just don't get it. Oh my god. He's like the cutest thing in the entire world. You just don't get it. He's the cutest thing in the whole world. Okay, anyways, thank you. Okay, so yes. Maybe I'll send a photo of him to Urka before she starts stream, because that's who I'm rating into. Yay! So thank you guys for coming. Urka's gonna start in a couple of minutes, and then I will see you guys on Tenma's channel tomorrow, and then I'll be doing a karaoke stream on Wednesday. Yay! As a note for the karaoke stream though, I don't know if it's gonna be archived or not, because the songs that I've prepared might not be YouTube friendly, in the sense that like I might just get copyright strike for playing the song, so be prepared for it to not be archived. Yeah. Okay! Otsuli everybody! Have a good night!